at the Bournemouth International Hotel, who've kindly donated a room so that we can have Brian Gerrish here to talk to us about a very sinister organisation, Common Purpose. He can tell you best in his own words. And first, I'm asking him to tell us just a little about how he discovered Common Purpose and what started him on the road of investigation. So over to you, Brian.
Okay, good afternoon. The story really starts in Plymouth, where a small group of people started a project to help local community people get back into jobs and to be able to undertake skills training. And we set up a little project which was to do with the repair of wooden boats. The community loved it, it went very well, and we got lots of support. And initially we got support from the local government organisations and the city council, so all the key great and good supported, and then one day they didn't support, and the net result was that we decided to go alone with the project, and within a short space of time key people were being threatened. And when we started to explore why we were being threatened, we were absolutely staggered to find a very strange organisation called Common Purpose operating in the city, and we were absolutely amazed that there were so many people involved, but they were not declaring themselves. So
you're giving a lot of information out now to communities and giving a lot of talks, and what briefly, we haven't got a lot of time on film here. We do have a DVD of his last talk, which will be available, and he'll tell you the website to go to. Let's let Brian tell us about Common Purpose then. Just a brief précis, what to look out for.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me. Essentially, we were absolutely amazed as a small group of people who knew our city and who was in it, and we thought we knew what they were doing. We were amazed to discover that Common Purpose was operating throughout the structure of the city, so that in the city council, in the government offices, in the police, in the judiciary. Essentially we discovered what is effectively at best a quasi-secret society, a society which doesn't declare itself to ordinary people. And as we dug further, so we found that the numbers were a political agenda under the surface of the democracy in the city. It was certainly not nice the way that it was doing things.
Okay, and do you have any websites that we can go to or any reference to get more information?
The website I like to recommend is called EU Truth, so that's www.eutruth.org.uk. And on that website you will find information on both the European Union, which we believe has a hand in Common Purpose, and there is information pages which you can download about Common Purpose itself. But what we believe that Common Purpose is doing is enticing a large number of people, about 19,500 people in key jobs and organisations. They are being drawn into a new socialist regime for the United Kingdom, which is post-democratic, and where society will be run by chosen leaders from amongst people who have done Common Purpose training. It's very sinister, but you'll find the information on that website.
We have a lot of people watching these videos from America, for instance, and I'm sure they'll be wondering, has this got any relationship with sustainable development? Because that is quite a buzzword at the moment over there.
That's quite a big jump. I'd say two things. Is first of all, we know that Common Purpose operates in America as well, and people who've been looking into Common Purpose in the States see parallels with more hardline, obvious communism. But to come to the question of sustainability, I believe from what I've seen and how I see Common Purpose operate, that sustainability is being used as an agenda to distract people from what is happening politically. So at the moment, the more we concern people with global warming, how to dispose of our rubbish, the more people's attention is not focused on the destruction of democracy.
Oh, thank you. And could you tell us very briefly, how do we combat this, the common purpose? I heard in one of your talks a very nice analogy to a brick wall, which sounds really, really good and very understandable. Could you tell us about that one, please?
Right, I'm glad you reminded me about the brick wall. The important thing is that although ordinary people are feeling more and more powerless, that the solution to what's going on is very simple. In the first place, people must tell the truth. Where you know that democracy is not working, where you know there's fraud, corruption, where you know that there are unpleasant things happening in society, you must speak out. And we must also tell the truth about the European Union, and that is a vicious socialist police state. We've seen this before, and it's coming again, and we must tell the truth about it. The brick wall is simply that we are faced with a very strong enemy. If you try and climb the wall, it's too high. What we need to do is to look for loose bricks at the bottom of the wall. Can you remove an individual? Can you close down an organisation? Can you expose corruption at the highest levels of government? We know that the perpetrators of the crimes against this country are very frightened. We know, for instance, that Mr. Blair or Mr. Bush are terrified of the truth coming out about their activities. And what ordinary people have got to do is tell that truth.
That's great. Thank you very much, Brian. That was very good. And I think something we really have to take notice of. And please, please look it up on the net. Just search for common purpose will do it. You'll find a lot of sites there now, a lot of information about it. And take heed, because it's here and it's now, and it's getting very, very sinister, and we're in trouble.